Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Monday evening. Hope you had a lovely weekend. Nice practice today. A lot of movement in this practice, so we'll be working ourselves well. Our theme today is steady, so it's about just finding that equilibrium when lots of things are going on around us, that we can just steady ourselves and bring a bit of calm, inner calm, to any situation. So let's dip in and out of that and practice that throughout our practice. And as always, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. Don't forget to let us know every time you complete a practice to get on to our roll of honour. So let us begin our practice today lying down. Making yourself comfortable on your mat. Giving yourself permission to slow down. Letting go of your day and everything that's going on in your life. Letting go of any labels you or anyone else attaches to you. Just bring your true self to the mat. And allow your attention to go to the base of your spine, becoming aware of its connection with the mat. Directing your breath towards this point. Becoming aware of your spine and how it moves. So the natural shape of your spine as it curves away from the base, leaving the mat, and then joining the mat again. Staying connected to the mat all the way up to the base of your neck when it again arches away. And with that awareness in your mind, just bend your knees, having your feet shoulder width apart. And now allow your lower back to connect with the mat. So your spine is now fully connected with the mat from the base of your spine all the way up to the base of your neck. Fully connected to the mat. And then drawing that spine, allowing it to just draw up again as you stretch the legs out once more. And once again, just focusing on your spine. Thinking about finding a space between each vertebrae. And allow your attention now to go to your breath. Inhaling through your nose into your belly, pausing, and then exhaling. And let's make a box breath. So your inhale, your pause, your exhale, and your pause are all of the same length. So doing it to the count of 4, we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, continuing with your own count, but having each section of the breath same length. And now begin to let the exhale become longer. Taking 2 more breaths here like this. And then when you're ready, bending the knees, hugging the shins into the chest and taking a little bit of movement here to massage out the back. And then coming to stillness, let the arms come down by your sides, and let's just begin to cycle those legs, getting them moving and keeping them going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hugging the knees into the chest again. Close the eyes. Steady. And then from here, let's just circle those ankles, get the feet warmed up and moving, first in one direction and then in the other. And letting the feet come down onto the mat with the arms down by your sides. We're going to just synchronize with the breath as you inhale, drawing the arms up over the head to the floor behind you, and as you exhale, drawing them back down by your sides. And again. And 3 more times. And then rolling over onto your side, making your way up to tabletop.
Having those shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, feet straight out behind you. Opening those hands out. So you want your weight evenly distributed over your hands, so it's not all resting on the heel of your hand. You want it spread across the fingers and especially across the knuckles. And let's, again, synchronizing with the breath, get the spine moving through cat and cow. So inhaling as you move into your cow and exhaling through to cat. And 2 more times. And coming back to tabletop, let's step it up to the top of the mat. And as you're standing here, feet hip width apart, standing up nice and tall, equal weight in both feet and evenly distributed across your feet. Let the palms of the hands face forward as you again find that length and openness in the spine. Remembering to engage the core on the exhale. And one more breath here. And then cross the right arm across your chest, hooking the left arm underneath it to get a nice shoulder stretch here. Focusing on the steadiness of your breath. And let's take that over to the other side. One more breath here. And letting the arms come down, let's just roll the shoulders back, bringing them up to the ears, back and down. And then coming to stillness, let the head just tilt to the left, so that left ear coming down towards the left shoulder, feeling a nice stretch on the right side of your neck. Each breath just encouraging that stretch to deepen a little further. And then let's take that to the other side. And coming back to upright, raising the right arm up. You can put the left arm on your left hand on your hip as we just take a nice bend to the left, feeling that stretch, particularly from your right hip all the way up the right side of the body, the armpit, the arm. Think about your gaze and your chest looking kind of forward and up. One more breath here. And then let's take it to the other side. and back to upright. And let's just bring your right hand across your front and your left hand across your back and just take a little twist to the left. Each breath just deepening the twist slightly. And then let's take that to the other side, so switching the arms across. Feeling a nice stretch in the torso. And back to the center. Crossing the right arm in front of your chest, left arm out, straight out to the side. And then let's just again take that twist. And coming back to take it to the other side. And seeing how deep you can go in the twist. Just challenging yourself. And coming all the way back to the top of the mat. Okay. So, feet hip width apart. Let's start off with a straight sun salute on each side. So drawing the arms up, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. And sweeping through to forward fold. Bending your knees as much as you need to, but take note of how much you need to bend your knees right now at the start of the practice, and let's see, can you develop that throughout the practice to begin to get the legs a little straighter or your bend a little deeper if your legs are already quite straight. And coming to halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Forward fold again. And let's step the right leg back for your low lunge. And then through to your plank, remembering to set up those hands first as you step back into your plank, shoulders over your wrists, softness in the elbow, 3 breaths here. And then choosing your own way to come down, so either through your knees, chest, belly, or lowering yourself down. Whatever way you've made your way down to the floor, with a great lightness of the hand, drawing the forehead and chest away from the mat. And then let's push up into our downward dog, pedaling your way in to your first dog to just let those legs waken up and stretch out. Until you're ready to come to a point of stillness, pushing those hips back, gaze towards the belly button, lengthening through the spine. 2 more breaths here. And then stretching that right leg out behind you. Let's step it through for our low lunge. And stepping up to your forward fold. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze and take a breath. Again, sweeping forward, forward fold. Challenging yourself with each forward fold. And lengthening the spine, halfway lift. Forward fold again. Let's step that left leg back. Low lunge. And then through to your plank for 3 breaths. And lowering yourself down onto your mat, whatever way you wish, and lifting into your back bend. And then pushing on up to downward dog. 3 breaths here. Thinking about the shoulders being away from the ears. Stretching that left leg out behind you. Let's step it through for low lunge. And into your forward fold. Bending the knees, coming all the way up, and bring those hands together to the chest. Close the eyes. Steady. And let's raise those arms up again, palms together. Raise the gaze, take a breath. Sweeping down, forward fold. Again, just thinking about challenging yourself a little bit here. Trying to get a little deeper. And then halfway lift. Forward fold once more. Now we're going to step back for a warrior 1. So you're keeping your knee up as you step that right leg back. You want to be able to get it fully on the mat. Bending this left knee so your knee is over your ankle. And lifting the torso up. Square up the hips. Raise up the arms. Let's take 3 breaths here. And hinging at the hips, come forward to frame this front leg, and we're going to open out that front leg as we fold forward over it. Listening to your body, don't overstretch it, but at the same time, see, can you challenge yourself a little bit? One more breath here. And placing the hands down, let's step it back into our plank. Taking 3 breaths. And making your way down onto your mat. Lifting up to your back bend for a breath. And then through to downward dog. Stretching that right leg out behind you, stepping it through. Remember, we're coming into this time of forward fold over this right leg. So, allowing the fold to happen. And one more breath here. And we're moving it now to a warrior one. So adjust the back leg if you need to, bending this right knee over the ankle, rising up to your warrior one. Keeping the hips nice and square. You'll feel as you square up the hips, it just stretches that back calf muscle a little bit more. And one more breath. Hinging at the hips again, bring the hands down onto the mat, stepping that back foot up to meet the front, keeping them hip width apart, forward fold. And bend the knees, coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. And through to forward fold. Lifting halfway. Nice deep forward fold again. Let's step the left leg back now for our warrior one. So stepping it back, bending that right knee, lifting up as you do. Square the hips. Raise the arms. Take 3 breaths. And hinging forward, frame the foot and stretching out the front leg as you fold forward over it. And from here, let's step back into our plank again. And lowering down onto the mat. Lifting to your back bend. And pushing on up to downward dog. Stretching that left leg out behind you, stepping it through as we fold forward over it. And then lifting up to your warrior one, so having that left knee over the left ankle. Right foot firmly placed on the mat.
raising the arms up. 3 breaths here, remembering always with the breath, engaging that core as you exhale. And again, bending forward over this front leg as you step that right foot up beside it. Forward fold. Bend the knees. Coming all the way up, bringing the hands down into prayer at the chest. Close the eyes. Steady. And once again, raising those arms up over the head. Raise the gaze, take a breath. Sweeping down, forward fold again, just challenging yourself here. And lifting halfway. Forward fold again. And this time coming up to stand. Turn that right foot at a right angle. Bring the hands into prayer and lifting the foot up onto the calf or the thigh for a tree pose. Taking 3 breaths here, pressing the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. Keeping that right knee at a right angle to the standing leg. 1 more breath. And from here, we're going to keep that right leg raised, but let the knee face towards the front. Hinge at the hips. And let the right leg come out behind you. Toes pointing to the floor. And trying to keep your balance. One more breath. Let the hands come down onto the mat as we then step back into our plank. Taking 3 breaths here. And making your way down onto the floor and lifting to your back bend. Let's push it up into our downward dog. And stretching the right leg out behind you, stepping it up to the front. We're going to lift up into our warrior 3. So hands in prayer at the chest, shifting the weight into the right leg as you raise the left leg up. Keep the gaze looking towards the floor. One more breath. And then bringing it from here to your tree pose. One more breath here. Let the foot come down, forward fold, take a breath. Bend the knees, coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. Sweeping down, forward fold. And lifting halfway. Forward fold again. And coming up to stand, turning that left foot out at a right angle. Hands into prayer at the chest, lifting the left foot up onto the thigh or the calf. Keep the knee at a right angle. One more breath. Then bringing the foot away from the leg, keeping it raised up off the mat as you again hinge forward. One more breath here. Let the hands come down onto the mat as you take it back into your plank again. And lowering down, lift up into your back bend. And pushing on up to your downward dog. Let's stretch the left leg back, stepping it through and bringing the hands into prayer as you're halfway up and shifting the weight into that left leg as you raise up the right leg. One more breath here. And lifting up from here into your tree pose. So it's easier to get that kind of flow through from the warrior three to the tree if you have the foot on the calf rather than the thigh. It just allows the flow to happen, I find, a little easier. One more breath. And letting the right foot come down as you fold forward. Bend the knees, coming all the way up, bringing the hands down into prayer at the chest. Close the eyes, steady. And again, raising the arms up over the head, raise the gaze, take a breath. Sweeping the arms out to the side, forward fold, really going for it now, as deep as you can.
And lifting halfway. Forward fold again. Let's step the right leg back as far back as it can go to come into a low lunge.
Rising up, let's take 3 breaths here. Bring the hands down to frame the foot, curl the toes on the back foot as you raise the knee up to come into a runner's lunge. Looking in front. And then from here, we're going to lift up into a high lunge. Keeping that knee over the ankle, left knee. One more breath. And again, bring the hands down, stepping it back into your plank. And lowering down onto your mat, lifting up the forehead and chest, pushing on up into your downward dog. And raising that right leg out behind you, stepping it through. We're going to start in high lunge. So you're on the toes of that back foot. The front knee is over the ankle. Raising the arms up, 3 breaths here. And then hinging forward to come to your runner's lunge. Looking in front of you. And lowering that back knee. Open out the foot for your low lunge. Remembering to engage that core with each exhale, drawing up the pelvic floor, belly button in and up. And bringing the hands down, let's step it up to our forward fold. Bending the knees. Coming all the way up, palms together, raise the gaze, take a breath. Last side, sweeping down, so really go for your forward fold now. See how close you can get your body to your legs. And halfway lift. Forward fold. Let's step the left leg back for a low lunge. And taking it from here into your runner's lunge. So onto the toes of the back foot, raise the knee, looking in front of you, up on the fingertips. And from here to your high lunge. And again, framing the foot as I try to remember where we are in this. We are stepping back into our plank. Taking 3 breaths. And bringing yourself down onto the mat as you draw the forehead and chest away. And pushing up to your downward dog. Raising that left leg up behind you. Step it through for your high lunge. And come forward to your runner's lunge. Lowering the knee, open out the foot, low lunge. And let's step up to our forward fold. So make this the best one of the practice. Bending the knees, coming all the way up, bringing those hands into prayer at the chest. Close the eyes, steady. And let's hinge at the hips. Come down into a forward fold, making your way down to tabletop and swing all the way around to come onto your back. And with your feet hip width apart, let's just lift up here into a bridge. Taking 3 breaths here. And lowering the hips down. Bring the arms into a T. And let the legs fall over to the right as the gaze goes to the left. And taking that over to the other side.
Coming back to the center, hugging those knees into the chest. Massage out the back. And bring the knees down, the feet down, and let the legs come out long. Let the feet flop out to the side, and the palms facing upwards with your arms by your side. Allowing the body to relax and release. Letting go your toes and the soles of your feet. Letting go the tops of your feet, your heels and ankles. Letting go your calves and your shins, the backs of your knees and the fronts of your knees. Letting go the backs of your thighs and the fronts of your thighs. Whole of your legs, just let them go. Letting go your glutes and your pelvis. The whole length of your spine and back. Letting go your shoulder blades. Letting go the front of your body, chest, shoulders. Your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms. Letting go your wrists, backs of your hands, the palms of your hands, and your fingers. The whole of your arms, just let them go. Letting go the back of your head, the crown of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheeks, jaw, chin, lips, and tongue. The whole of your body, just let it go. And take a moment here for gratitude. Gratitude to yourself, your body, your breath, and your mind. And gratitude for all the special people you have in your life. And let your attention go to your breath.
And as you inhale, think soft. And as you pause, think steady. And as you exhale, think slow. Soft, steady, slow. Soft, steady, slow. Soft, steady, slow.